Hi everybody, welcome to Source Inspired Speaking. I'm Nathan, and today Spirit's got a message about going within, not creating yourself based on just what you see on the outside, but finding that inner space, because that's so important for each one of us. So please sit back, remove yourself from any distractions, listen to these words, and I will check back in with you after the message. Hello. Thank you for joining us here today. We would like to speak to you about how you are being influenced by what you see happening in the world around you. You see, we have talked about how humanity is shifting its level of consciousness, and you are seeing play out in many different ways across your world. But many of you, as you are experiencing this, are also experiencing a change in how you see yourself, how you express yourself. And what we ask of you is to see if the changes that you're expressing now are expressing the traits that you'd like to see more of in your life, or are they traits that you're taking on based on the energy that is around you? Are you seeing traits being developed that speak from deep within, resonating on the soul level? Or are they traits that are born of observing the world around you? And as you observe the world around you, you express that energy as a part of who you are. Because you see, they are very different ways of creating, very different ways of expressing how you see yourself. When you feel something deeply from within, when you recognize that there is a soul pattern to the thoughts that are coming to your mind, then we say that you are more in tune with that higher level of consciousness that is guiding the actions upon your world. But if you find yourself identifying and expressing in a reactionary way based on what you see around you, and it doesn't feel comfortable or good, then perhaps you are creating yourself based more on the observations that you see around you in this world. And when you do that, you lose some of your creative power, because you see, you allow the outside world to dictate how you see and view your very being. This will happen to everybody on some degree. It is inevitable, and it is a part of the human experience, that you do create a sense of self based on your observations of the world around you. But there's also a sense of self that exists beyond this physical human form. Your soul level still feels and experiences on some level what it is to be an individual. But it's also experiencing a more connected feeling of what it's like to be connected to a group, to a human level of consciousness, to be connected to the world, to be connected to the galaxy around you. So while both experiences are experiences of a separate identity, so to say, one is a much more integrated point of view than the other. And while there is no right or wrong in creating, your life is easier, usually more fulfilling, more joyous, when you are creating using that higher perspective point of view, that soul point of view. So as you experience yourself changing, your thought process changing, how you identify yourself changing, what we recommend is that you touch base within to see how that aspect that you now identify with feels on a soul level. Because what you might realize is that you've adopted pain, that you've adopted a vibration that is not helpful to you. And as we are shifting and changing the human level of consciousness, there will be some paths that are easier than others. Because you will see a great awakening take place before you. Humanity will understand at a greater level the forces that are moving things on your planet. And how you choose to identify yourself, how you place yourself within this world, will directly influence how easily you are able to accept these changes taking place. So touch base within. Do not get upset when you find yourself creating based on a reaction to the outside world. But always go within as well. Connect with that soul, that higher perspective of human consciousness, so that you have the ability to move beyond the limited perspective that is presented to you here in the physical. Because there is so much more out there waiting for you. And there are so many aspects to this evolution taking place that we think it would be wonderful if you could experience these changes on multiple different levels and not be stuck in a reactionary, purely physically based recreation of yourself. So we hope that helps you. We hope that you're able to step away from the commotion of the outside world, to touch base within and just see how things feel to you. And then use that experience to create your new identity here on this earth. We thank you all for joining, and we love you always. So I think there's a really great reminder to step back from the commotion and realize that, we are all going through a period of change right now, and we are recreating ourselves based on our experiences. But are the experiences that we're using to recreate ourselves purely the outside experiences? Or are we going within and having those powerful inner experiences to help guide us as well? You see, we can't control everything happening in the world around us. We feel sometimes that we're stuck, that we're doing our best to get through it, and all these things are happening around us. But when you go within, you find that center and you understand that you are creating and that you are powerful. And stepping within that energy is so crucial at this time of change for humanity. To be witnessing this experience using a higher perspective than what you normally see around you here in the physical will help you transition through the changes. It will help you to expand and become more, and to see the beauty of what is happening around you and not get stuck in the base level emotions of what we're seeing. So try it. Please go within. It's a message you hear over and over again, but it's so important because that connection to our higher self, to our soul, to God, we need to quiet the confusion around us, and we need to let those pure thoughts come in that are from a higher plane of existence. We need to remove ourselves from the chaos because we're bombarded by all these thoughts all the time. And it's so hard for us to focus with all this information coming in. But when you release that and sit in the quiet, you create space for God to speak to you. So take the time. It can really ease what's happening for you. It can take something that seems negative and paint it in a positive light for you, and that is really what the world needs right now. So I hope this helped you. If you like what you heard, please subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified of all my upcoming messages. You can love that like button for me. It really helps me out. And go forth, beautiful creators. Go within. Feel from that higher perspective, and then present yourself as that being to the world. Because the world needs leaders right now. Leaders who are viewing things from a higher perspective. That's so important. You are those leaders. You're here because you are ready to step forward. So I thank you all for being here. I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye.